The Gilas roster to the 33rd Southeast Asian Games is already complete, but the question is the lineup good enough to defend our SEA Games crown? Joining us to discuss this matter is the one and only Dean of Philippine Sports, Mr. Quinito Henson. Quinito, good evening and thank you so much for the time.
Good evening, Anton, and nice to be here on the scorecard. And to your question about the depth or the competence of this Gilas team representing the country in the 33rd Southeast Asian Games, I'll tell you, this is, I think, the fourth edition of this lineup that kicked on changing because of the never-ending doubts on what the eligibility rules would be. And for the Southeast Asian Games, it's so difficult to be able to pin down the Thai organizers for a final ruling. In fact, let me tell you this. I was speaking with the SPP president, Mr. Ricky Vargas, and he said the reason why they released this 12-man lineup is to be able to tell the world that this is it, and that it has been vetted, and that it has been pre-approved by the SPP. And let me also tell you that the Thai organizers have not officially approved our lineup, particularly the 4 replacements of the 4 guys who were flagged out. So, you know, we're taking a big chance, but we're biting the bullet. I mean, Coach Norman started practice last Monday at Amora Lorenzo Gym. He's been practicing every day. All told, he will have about 14 days of practice. We play our first game in the Southeast Asian Games against Malaysia. That'll be on December 14. And then we play Vietnam December 15. Assuming we win both those games, we'll take a rest on the 16th and 17th. We'll play the semifinals on the 18th. And we go for gold on the 19th.
Quinito, who do you think is going to be the leader of this team? Obviously, Robert Bolick is there, Thirdy Ravenna coming from his Dubai experience. Who do you think is going to be the man on this Gilas Pilipinas squad for the SEA Games?
You know, that's going to be a very difficult question to answer because there are so many leaders on this team. I think that's one reason why Coach Norman Black selected these 12. At any time, he'll be able to put in a leader on the floor who can give vision, who can give direction to his team. So you've got Thirdy Ravenna, who's got tons of international experiences, coming off a stint in Dubai, maybe going over to Korea. We don't know yet. He can be certainly a leader on the floor. Matthew Wright, with a ton of Gilas experience under his belt, I think he could also be a leader. And Jamie Malonzo, also with his Gilas experience, can also be able to show the way for Gilas on the court. So I think it'll be a luxury for Coach Norman to choose which leader is going to represent him on the floor at any given time.
Quinito, there were also some interesting additions, like right now, Coach Norman Black is part of Coach Yuri Escueta's coaching staff with San Beda, and they're coaching against the Benil Blazers, who have Alan Liwag, and they got Alan Liwag on this team. So what do you think went into that decision of getting a guy like Alan Liwag to be part of the SEA Games?
I think the reason why Alan Liwag, a former MVP of the NCAA, got into the lineup is because Coach Norman has been the consultant of San Beda, and he has seen how Alan Liwag plays. I think when it comes to representing the country, forget about the school colors. Forget about the schools that you represent. You're all representing the country now, and you're looking at the best possible talent you can put together for this team. And I think Alan Liwag fits the bill, as well as PJ Pre. And Coach Norman has also seen him play in some scrimmages in the preseason, and when he was still with FPU. And that's the reason why he got his number called. And it's very difficult to refuse Coach Norman, especially when the call is coming from the country.
Quinito, who do you think is the player with the best chance of surprising the entire country here in the SEA Games?
Another tough question, Anton, but I think Robert Bolick is going to be shining in the Southeast Asian Games. As he has been shining in the PBA, he's the #1 assist leader in the PBA, and that speaks volumes of how he has changed his game. He doesn't put too much emphasis on scoring any longer. He puts a lot of emphasis on getting his teammates involved. He is the true leader of the NLEX team. And by the way, NLEX is #1 in the PBA standings right now with a record of 6-2. Robert Bollick missed the first 2 games because his father passed away, but he's certainly showing the way for the Road Warriors, and I think he'll be able to show that kind of leadership, that kind of determination to get the ball moving and getting his teammates involved. You'll see that all in the Southeast Asian Games.
So who do you think will be our biggest threat to the title in the SEA Games?
You know, it's difficult to say at the moment because I've been talking with Coach Norman almost on a daily basis. And I've been asking him, do we know for sure whom we're going to be up against? Thailand being the host, they've got the prerogative to, legitimize their players and make them eligible according to their rules. So we understand that there are several Thai Americans who will be on their lineup. Tyler Lamb will be there. Freddie Lish will be there. Moses Morgan will be there. Now, all these players received their Thai citizenship after 16. In fact, Moses Morgan got his when he was past 30. But they were also able to get special exceptions from FIBA to play as locals.
Wow.
And so the Thai organizers are saying that's the label they want. If they can find players, even for the Philippines, who were able to get their Filipino citizenships before 16, even if they were foreign-born, that's fine, so long as they have FIBA recognition. And, it's a pity that Michael Phillips, who has assimilated so well with the Filipino culture, was denied.
Wow.
He was flagged. And the reason being is he received his passport at the age of 20. So 4 years after 16 years old. But he has studied in the Philippines. He has lived in the Philippines over the last 5 years. And, it's a pity because he has played in the SEA Games. So why not give him another chance? I mean, the guy already played in the SEA Games. The same thing with Brandon Ganuelo's roster. He already played in the SEA Games. So why change the rules when these two players already played in the SEA Games? But it's the prerogative of the Thai organizers. And it certainly made our heads, turn around. Because kawawa naman si Coach Norman. He didn't know what kind of team he could produce because of these changing rules. Is it going to be naturalized players? So at first they said, so long as it's passports only, which was the previous rule, then okay. So that's why they put Justin Brownlee in the roster. Then it became a rule that no naturalized players would come in because they received their passports after 16. If you've got a naturalized player, a foreign-born player who received this passport before 16, okay. But Justin Brownlee got his passport after 16. So it's been a difficult road for Coach Norman, and I really sympathize with him. But he's doing the best that he can, and he has plotted the practice program for Gilas so well, so much so that he has counted the number of days of practice. 14 days, exactly 2 weeks of practice for the Philippine team, including 4 days of practice in Thailand. Now, they leave on December 11, and as I mentioned earlier, they will be playing their first game against Malaysia on December 14.
Well, it's definitely going to be something truly amazing should they pull this off in Thailand. Now, Quinito, let's switch gears a little bit and move on to boxing. Manny Pacquiao and Rolly Romero. Yung balita, umiinit na, possible showdown in January. What's the latest on that?
It doesn't look like it'll be in January because, Manny's not really quite prepared. And the WBA rather, which recognizes Rolly Romero as the welterweight champion, has come into the picture and saying, Manny's not ranked in the WBA. He's ranked number 1 by the WBC, but he's not fighting for the WBC again because it's Barrios who's the champion. And what's the purpose of fighting him again, So it's not sure whether Rolly Romero will be the opponent, but there is talk that Manny will be returning to the ring in April.
All right.
The word is, it could be a rematch with Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Ooh.
They're talking of the Sphere as the venue, and this is a mammoth, a huge, a work of magic in Las Vegas, and I think that's the venue that will be chosen for this rematch for the ages. And by that time, by April, Mayweather will be 49 and Manny will be 47. But they still got a lot of juice left. And I think they'll bring in the crowd. I think they'll bring in the fans. And, their match how long has it been? 10 years? Um, when they first fought, and there was just so much speculation, there was so much doubt, and there was so much backtalk about the decision. Mayweather won that fight. Other people were saying that maybe Manny could have won that fight. He injured his shoulder, tore his rotator cuff in the 4th round, had surgery after the match. I mean, to prove that he was really injured. Yet it was a close fight, despite that injury. So imagine if Manny had both his shoulders working, he could have won that fight very decisively, but he'd have a chance to prove it.
Yeah, well,
And they match up in April.
With what you just said, Quinito, forget Rolly Romero. Let's go straight to Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Oh, forget Rolly Romero. I agree completely. Problem is, you know, Manny at this point in his career, at this point in his life, he wants to retire with a belt. If he fights Floyd Mayweather, there will be no belt. There will be a lot of money on the table, that's for sure. And there will be a lot of prestige. And also the fact that Manny can get his revenge. But there won't be a title at stake. And if you fight Rolly Romero, there will be a championship at stake. And Manny wants to retire and go off into the sunset wearing a belt. I think that's the legacy, that's the memory that he wants to leave to his 2 sons, who are now aspiring pros.
Well, Quinito, thank you so much once again for the expert analysis and insights. Thank you so much for the time and the knowledge you've shared here tonight on the Scorecard. The Dean, Quinito Henson, with us here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Thank you so much, Dean.
Thank you, Anton. Thank you. And good night to all your viewers.